Hi, this is the retake ticket for the test 8.2. On the left side, I'm going to do problems that I want you to copy down. So this is the I do, and the right side is the you do. So when I look at your retake ticket, I'm going to look that you have copied down what I did in the I do, and then I'm going to be looking for correct answers on the right side in the you do. Okay? So the first question is 3 plus the square root of negative 81. Okay, well, we want it to be in the a plus bi form. And one thing that I notice right away is that I cannot take the square root of this negative, right? If you try to take a square root of a negative number, you can't do that. Okay, but we do know that a square root of a negative 1 is I. So this can become 3 plus I square root 81. Well, 81 happens to be a perfect square, which is 9. So I can simplify this to be 3 plus 9i. All right, and then another example will be 7 minus the square root of negative 36. Same idea, we've got that negative there, so we're going to write this as 7 minus I root 36. And the square root of 36 also happens to be a perfect square, which is 6. So 7 minus 6i. Now, let's just say it was a decimal. You could write the decimal here, or you could just leave it like this, right, if it's not a perfect square. Okay? So, on the you do side, the problems that you are going to complete are 2 minus the square root of negative 100 and 10 plus the square root of negative 25. Okay, the next problem on the I do side for me, I would like you to write a quadratic function with the roots 3 plus 5i and 3 minus 5i. So to do that, you need to first find the sum. So we're going to take 3 plus 5i plus 3 minus 5i. So the 5i minus 5i, that's just 0, and 3 plus 3 is 6. Now when we write the quadratic function, this one is going to be our b, but you flip the sign, so that'll be negative 6. Then we find the product. So to find the product, that means we multiply. So I've got 3 and 5i here and 3 and minus 5i here. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 5i is 15i. 3 times negative 5i is negative 15i. And negative 5i times 5i is negative 25. And then that's I squared, because notice there are 2 i's here, so that has to be squared. When you write this out, you get 9 minus 15i plus 15i minus 25i squared. Couple of things here. I squared is equal to negative 1, and these two will cancel. Negative 15i plus 15i, that's 0. So we're left with 9 minus 25 times negative 1, because I squared is negative 1. If you look just at that part, this becomes 9 plus 25, so that's 34. The product is your C. So C is equal to 34. You don't flip the sign on this one. Remember, the quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c. We just found b and c. Okay, a in this case we're just leaving as 1, so I'm going to say x squared minus 6x plus 34. Okay, so on the you do side, you are going to write a quadratic function. You're going to do the same thing, except with the roots 5 plus 2i and 5 minus 2i. Okay, so write it out. You're going to find the sum, and then you're going to find the product, just like on the other side. Okay, and then the last one is going to be polynomial division. So we're going to use polynomial division to write y equals x cubed plus 2x squared minus 7x minus 2 as x minus 2 as a quadratic factor. Okay, so what you're going to do here is we're going to make our box. Okay. The x minus 2 here is going to go on this side. All right, so x and minus 2 goes here. And then you're going to take the x cubed, and that's going to go here. Now we're going to begin. X times what? So we need to find this part is x cubed. So this is just 1x. So how many are we missing to get to 3? 2 of them. Is x times x squared x cubed? Yes. And remember, there's like an imaginary 1 there as well. So you add the exponent. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Now negative 2 times x squared, that's negative 2x squared. And now what you're going to do is you're looking at the diagonal, and you're going to think negative 2x squared plus or minus what gets you to 2x squared, this here. And you can use your calculator to help you, but negative 2x squared plus 4x squared is 2x squared. And you can check in your calculator. And remember, when you're adding the x squareds, these have to be the same on the diagonal. Okay. Now x times what is 4x squared? That would just be 4x. 4x times negative 2 is negative 8x. Okay, and looking at this diagonal now, negative 8x plus or minus what gives you negative 7x? So that would just be 1x. And x times what is x? Well, that would just be 1. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. And do these match? Yes, they do. So there's no remainder, which is nice. So our answer is this top line. So x squared plus 4x plus 1 is the answer for this part. Now we still need to find the roots, okay? So that'll be like part B on this question on your test, if you guys remember from the first attempt. So what you do is you take the x minus 2 from there, and then your answer here, and you're looking for the roots. So you're going to split them up. So x minus 2 equals 0. So x equals 2. So that's one of the roots, and that'll be given to you, so you don't really get like points for that, but that's just like where you start. Then for this one, you're going to do the quadratic formula. There's an imaginary 1 there, so a equals 1, b equals 4, and c equals 1. I'll write the formula down for you. Okay, so you're just going to do some plugging in. So this is a negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times 1 all over 2 times 1. Four squared is 16. Minus 4 times 1 would be 4. Okay, and now here's where sometimes people get a little confused. These answers might not always be like perfect, right? Sometimes they're going to be a decimal. Sometimes they could even be imaginary, right? I mean, as long as you're doing your math right, you might not just get a number. So this is -4 plus or minus the square root of 12 divided by 2. So let's see. Let's do -4 plus the square root of 12 and divide that by 2. So -0.26 is one of our answers. You know what, let's round to 0.27. And then -4 minus the square root of 12 divided by 2, and that'll be -3.73. Okay, so same thing here. Same directions, except you're going to use x cubed plus 5x squared minus 16x minus 14 divided by x plus 7. Okay, so start off making your box. And you got this.